As much as it pains me to ask this question, ask it I must. Has Canada become a nation of wimps? The recent signpost indicating that our dominion has morphed into the Great Wimp North comes via a recent story emanating out of Brampton, Ontario. Here's what happened, folks. A school bus driver allowed 3 children, aged 6, 8, and 10, to get off the bus early and walk approximately 300 meters to their babysitter's home unsupervised. Gracious, cue the outcry. After all, these kids actually had to walk the distance of about 2 CFL football fields if we count the end zones. Oh, the humanity. Let's strike a royal commission already. Andrew Shack, father of 2 of the 3 kids, had a conniption about the impromptu long march. Apparently, his 6-year-old son told the school bus driver he wanted to get off the bus early and walk the rest of the way in order to, quote, stretch his legs. Besides, his 8-year-old sister and their 10-year-old friend were going to walk with them on this sunny spring afternoon. Now, originally the driver said no, but the kids eventually convinced him to change his mind. But Daddy said the walk meant the kids had to traverse a street with houses on one side of the road and, wait for it, folks, a conservation area on the other. Ooh, that's scary. Even though the kids didn't wander into the woods, Papa Shack told the Toronto Sun that the trio were left vulnerable to a number of potential threats, including predators. Not sure if he meant pumas or perverts with the predators comment. Here's what Papa had to say verbatim, quote, although nothing bad happened, any number of things could have happened, considering there was a street they had to cross. As well, there was a body of water nearby, as well as watching out for strange individuals, let's say. Yeah, let's say a meteor may have fallen on that very spot. You know, I believe this is what's known as helicopter parenting, the idea that some adult must constantly supervise little Johnny and little Janie 24/7. And in this regard, Papa Shack surely comes across as a Sikorsky sky crane. So even though nothing happened during this 300-meter incredible journey to the babysitter's house, Papa Shack demanded retribution, and he got it. The 42-year-old driver of the school bus was suspended for 3 days and was required to take retraining, even though he's been with the company for 3 years and has a spotless record. Oh, by the way, that 3-day suspension wasn't good enough for Papa Shack, even though, again, nothing happened. Gee, I guess the bus company should have just fired the driver outright. Oh, that'll learn him. But how did this idea of walking home from school become so abhorrent to certain parents? I consulted Google Maps the other day to find out how far my elementary school in Toronto was from the house of my childhood. Turns out the school is 1.4 kilometers away, meaning that from grade 1 to grade 6, I walked alone 1.4 kilometers twice a day in all weather conditions. That wasn't some great feat. Other kids were doing it too. Sometimes I even took a shortcut through Wenderley Park. And you know what? Never once did I come across a boogeyman waiting in the bushes. In fact, the stats show that stranger danger has declined over the decades. Still, by today's sissified safety standards, I imagine my folks would be in jail for having me walk to school and back. But welcome to 2016, in which children are increasingly looked upon as precious little hothouse flowers that must be shielded from all the indignities of life. So it is we don't fail kids anymore, even the ones who can't spell cat if you spotted them the C and the T. You know, don't want to hurt their self-esteem. So it is we ban tag in the schoolyard lest Junior fall and skin his knee. So it is we don't keep score in soccer games anymore, and we make certain everyone gets a participant trophy regardless of their performance at the end of the season. And now, apparently, a 300-meter walk, 300 meters, is looked upon as cruel and unusual punishment. How sad that in just a couple of generations, we seem to have devolved from the true north strong and free to, well, Wimp Nation, thanks in part to paranoid helicopter parents who continue to entomb their children in suffocating bubble wrap. Gee, I wonder what these kids are going to be like when they become adults. For TheRebel.media, I'm David the Menzoid Menzies.
Thanks for watching. Click here to never miss a Rebel update. Want even more of The Rebel? Well, click here to become a premium member.